Yo, what is up, guys? The Flawless Win here today, and today we have something a little different. Instead of a PS Live or Wi-Fi battle, we actually have a team building session. And I've been wanting to do one of these for a while now, and I decided now it's probably my best time to do it, since there are going to be a lot of new players coming into the community with the release of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So yeah, I just wanted to get a nice team building guide for all the new players making their way into the metagame. And I probably should have made this at the beginning of X and Y. I don't know why I didn't, but I don't know, I just had a sudden urge to make this video because a lot of my friends on Skype have been asking me for teams, and I figured I should share my team building gift both with my friends and with my fellow subscribers. I know I might come off as cocky. I'm not trying to be cocky. I just think I have a gift for team building, and a lot of my friends agree with me. Like, I might not be the best battler, but I think I do have a knack for team building. So, without further ado, let's get into this. We are going to be making an RU balance team. Now, before I even start, there are pretty much three basic types of teams. You have hyper offense, which is just all-out offense, no walls whatsoever, just as much firepower as possible, and just hope for the best. A lot of people like playing hyper offense. It's a pretty fun, fast strategy. So yeah, some notable YouTubers who like hyper offense are Blunder and who else likes hyper offense? There's another person I'm thinking of. Blunder and Phoenix Master. Yeah, Phoenix Master loves hyper offense. So yeah, if you're looking for people to help you make a hyper offense team, they'll probably be better at it than me. I specialize in balance teams, and balance teams are a mix between hyper offense and stall. And let me talk about stall. Stall is pretty much all-out defense. Just bring 6 walls. You can bring like bulky setup sweepers, but no frail setup sweepers, no frail wall breakers. Just everything's bulky as shit. And not many people like stall because it's kind of slow, and it's, I don't know, nobody likes taking 39 turns for a battle. But some people do, some some notable people who like stall, Canadian Wi-Fi, Leo likes stall, 6-foot hacks, although he never uploads it because none of his subscribers like to watch it. So yeah, if you guys want to watch some stall or hyper offense people, you know who to go to, but I'm the balance man. I like balance. I think it's the best game type because I think a mixture of offense and defense is the best way to go. So let's go ahead and make a balance team. So what I like to do when I want to make a team is just make my first Pokemon a Pokemon that I want to use, if you know what I mean. Like, say I saw my boy John Origins upload a video with Mega Abomasnow as the main focus. Like, he'll upload a PS Live titled PS Live number 469 Mega Abomasnow. So I'll just click on Abomasnow and center my team around it from there. But today I'm actually going to be using Slowking instead of Abomasnow. Ooh, went too far. I've been seeing a lot of people use Slowking in RU, and it seems like a great Assault Vest user. Like, this thing tanks hits on the special side with the Assault Vest, and I haven't really got a chance to use it, so I'm going to base my team around it, and just let me fill this in really quick. Standard dot Assault Vest Slowking. That wasn't a funny joke. I ruined that joke, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Scald, Psyshock, Fire Blast, and Dragon Tail. I choose Dragon Tail over Ice Beam because I think with Dragon Tail, Slowking handles Reuniclus better. Without Dragon Tail, Reuniclus will just set up all over this thing. And Ice Beam is the other alternative, and I guess that's to hit Dragon types like Dredagon and Dragalge, I guess. I don't know, are there any other Dragon types in RU other than Dredagon? I don't think there are. But yeah, I mean, most Druddigons are either specially defensive or Assault Vests, so Ice Beam honestly won't be doing any more damage than Psyshock to those variants. So yeah, I think Dragon Tail is the better slot. So let me just fill in the EVs. I'm actually going to speed creep on this because I want to outspeed S-Cavalier with like 84 speed EVs to outspeed base 30s, if you know what I mean. It's very important when you're building a team to know what your Pokemon can and cannot outspeed. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I want to base my team around Slowking. And once you get the Pokemon that you want to base your team around, what you need next is a defensive core. And usually a defensive core consists of one physical wall and one special wall, and then one more wall, either physical or special or mixed. On my balanced teams, I like having 3 defensive Pokemon and then 3 offensive Pokemon. I mean, that just seems like the best way to do it, and what grants me the most success usually. So I already have a wall in Slowking. That's what's great about Assault Vest, is you can have a Pokemon that's both a wall and a wall breaker with Assault Vest, and I just love that. You can fulfill 2 roles with one Pokemon. So yeah, once you have your special wall, you want a physical wall to go with it, but what I'm actually going to do is create another special wall with Slowking, because I still need I need Stealth Rocks on my team. So what I'm going to do is put on a Registeel, because you always need Stealth Rocks on your team. Stealth Rocks is the best move in the game, probably, and it's just so essential for wearing down the opposing team as it switches in and out. Like, I don't know, it's hard to explain why Stealth Rocks is so good. Like, if you don't have Stealth Rocks up, the opposing team can just switch in and out like all they want and not get penalized for it. And also, it's really key for checking like big threats in the tier, like Moltres. If you don't have Stealth Rocks up, Moltres is a huge threat to your team. But if you have Stealth Rocks up, it only has 3 switch-ins. So, yeah, Stealth Rock is very important on every team, no matter what tier. So, yeah. You want Stealth Rocks, and usually Stealth Rocks is on a defensive Pokemon, but not always. You can have offensive Pokemon with Stealth Rocks, and you'll see like Hyper Offense, they'll usually run a lead Pokemon, like a Suicide lead. Like, for example, in OU, a common Hyper Offense lead to get up Stealth Rocks is Terrakion. Like, you'll have Terrakion, Focus Sash, Stealth Rock, Taunt, Close Combat, Stone Edge. But usually I like having Stealth Rock on one of my defensive pokes, so just gonna make a specially defensive Registeel to go along with my specially defensive Slowking. Oh shoot, 252 twice. So yeah. So I got my Stealth Rocks, I got my special walls, and now I just need a physical wall to complete my defensive core. So what I'm actually going to do is put Aromatisse as my physical wall, because I feel like in RU specifically, not in the other tiers, but in RU you need a cleric all the time. Like, there's so much Toxic Spikes and other forms of, like, other forms of status, that's the word. There's so much status in RU, it's so annoying. Like, every other Pokemon will be running Toxic or Thunder Wave, and hazard stacking is also a common practice in RU, so if you don't have a cleric, your team will get worn down extremely quickly. So it's very important to have a cleric to keep your team nice and healthy and durable. So really the best cleric and the only cleric in RU is Aromatisse, and Aromatisse is also a very, very good physical wall. So what am I even doing? Yeah, Aromatisse is also a very good physical wall. So yeah, just gonna slap that on there, and it has very good synergy with Registeel as well. So yeah, that's the thing. So I've got my physical wall, special wall, stealth rocker. So there are 3 roles fulfilled, and my defensive core is complete as well. So now all I need is a rapid spinner / defogger, a physical wall breaker, because I already have a special wall breaker in the form of Slowking. Remember what I said about Assault Vest allowing Pokemon to be walls and wall breakers. So I need a rapid spinner / defogger, a special, or not a special, physical wall breaker, a Scarfer, and a Sweeper. So at the end of the video I'll go over like this, is it the 6 or 7? I don't know how many essential elements of a team there are, but at the end of this video, I'll go over all the essential elements of a team, so you guys aren't, like, rewinding to certain points of the video trying to hear what I said. So yeah, my defensive core is complete. I've got my Stealth Rocker. Now, I'm going to put my Defogger / Rapid Spinner as my next Pokemon. And what I'm actually going to do here is kind of combine 2 roles like I did with Slowking. Like, I combined Special Wall Breaker and Special Wall with Slowking. Now what I'm going to do is combine Rapid Spinner and Physical Wall Breaker in this next Pokemon. So, when you guys hear the word Physical Wall Breaker and Rapid Spinner in RU, what comes to mind? Yep, I thought so. Hitmonlee. Hitmonlee is probably the best spinner in the tier. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I think it is the best spinner in the tier, because this thing is just so powerful. It annihilates switch-ins, and Knockoff made it so much better. In 5th gen, this thing was completely walled by Ghosts and Psychics, but now with Knockoff, it has very few safe switch-ins, other than physically defensive Aromatisse, of course. But, yeah, this thing is so powerful. It annihilates spin blockers. Even Doublade does not like switching into a Knockoff, because it gets rid of its Violite, so... Yeah, this thing is a very efficient spinner, and that just goes to show, like, not spinners and defoggers don't always have to be defensive. You can have an offensive spinner or defogger and do just as well. So, yeah. Or, actually, no, I'm going to make an Adamant Hitmonlee, because that extra power is crucial, especially with Mach Punch. So, yeah, Hitmonlee, Adamant, max attack, max speed, a couple in special defense, and yeah, so now we have my physical and special Wallbreaker, my rapid spinner, my stealth rocker, and my defensive core complete. So now all we have left is the sweeper and my scarfer. So, what should I put as my scarfer? If you see my team right now, I kind of have a weakness to electric types, because I don't have any resists, and I have Slowking here, and there are a lot of electric types in RU, a lot of powerful electric types. You have Heliolisk, you have Jolteon, and you have Magneton. Those are 3 very powerful and very common Pokemon, so I want an offensive check to those electric types. And I also need a Scarfer and Sweeper, so I need a Scarfer or a Sweeper that can check electric types. And you know what comes to mind? Rotom C. Or Rotom Mo, I don't know which one it is, but Rotom C is my Scarfer because it is a fantastic switch into electric types, quad resist electric moves, it won't do any damage, and if you can predict correctly with HP Ice and all that, then you'll be good. And I also have Registeel to kind of check electric types, but it can't really take repeated Volt switches, so yeah, I need something that can actually resist electricity, and here it is. So let's slap the standard moveset on there. Leaf Storm, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, and Trick. There's really no point in running Hidden Powers on Choice Scarf Rotom because it's ridiculously weak. Even if it's super effective and you can predict correctly, it's not going to do any damage. So really just should run Stab and Trick. Trick is very nice for crippling walls and crippling stall. So yeah, now we got my Scarfer and we have a nice check to electric types. And once you get to about like 4 or 5 members on the team, you kind of want to just check around or like scroll through and see if you have weaknesses to any common types. So looking through, I have pretty much all the types covered. I have something for electricity, fire, water. Yeah, I really don't have any common weaknesses. So far, so that's good. But if you say you look through and you notice, oh, I have 2 electric weaknesses and I have no resists, then you need to put like a Rotom or a ground type in your 5th or 6th slot. So yeah, just make sure you keep checking back and seeing if you have any flaws in your team. So there's my Scarfer. Now all I have left is my Sweeper. Now once you get to 5 members of your team, you want to look through the tier and see if there are any threats that that your team cannot handle. Like, if your defensive core gets completely destroyed by a certain Pokemon, then you need to adjust. If your Pokemon all get out... If you guys... What am I trying to say? If your Pokemon all get outsped by a certain Pokemon and can't even touch it, you need to adjust. So, I'm going to scroll through and see if any of these Pokemon completely annihilate my team, and I'll pick my 6th Pokemon accordingly. So, let's scroll through. Abomasnow, I have Registeel. Ambipom, I have Registeel and Aromatisse. Bayonet, I have Aromatisse. Bayonet usually just carries Knockoff as its attacking move, and if it does carry Shadow Claw, it doesn't 2KO physically defensive Aromatisse, so yeah. Braviary could be a threat if it's banded, but then again, there really aren't that many counters to banded Braviary. It's really just all about predicting. Like, I have Registeel to take Brave Bird and Return, and then I have Aromatisse to take Superpowers, so I just need to predict correctly, and I can handle banded Braviary. Cinccino, I have Registeel. Clawitzer, I do have Slowking, but if Clawitzer is tough because it really doesn't have any true counters. Like, if the opponent can predict correctly and go for Dark Pulse on your Slowking switch-in, If it's Life Orb Clawitzer, it will 2-hit KO, so you just have to predict correctly around Clawitzer. It really has no true counters. But I do have Hitmonlee and Rotom-Mow to revenge kill it, so if I do, if my Slowking gets weakened or something, and I have to sack a Pokemon, I have these two to revenge kill it, so yeah. Cobalion, I have Slowking. Cofagrigus really isn't that much of a threat, but I guess Registeel handles that, since I have Toxic. Cresselia. Now, Cresselia does really shit on my team. Yeah, Cresselia just sets up all over this team, so I really need to keep that in mind when I pick my sweeper. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Delphox, I have Slowking. Doublade. Doublade also shits on this team. Doublade really does work against this team. If it gets up a Sword Stance, I mean, there's not much I can do. Thunderbolt from Rotom will do about 50. It outspeeds Slowking, and I don't really want to run too much speed on my Slowking, so I need something that can check Cresselia and Doublade in my sweeper spot. Drapion. Drapion's not really that strong. I have Registeel. Earthquake won't do that much. Druddigon. I mean, Druddigon's hard to counter. Really, the only true counter to Druddigon is physically defensive Rhyperior. But I feel like with Registeel and Aromatisse combined, I do have a solid check to... If I can predict correctly, I have a solid check to Druddigon. Dugtrio. Dugtrio's weak as hell. Durant, I have Registeel. Most Durants don't run Superpower. They run Crunch for Doublade. Electros, I have Registeel. Flamethrower doesn't even 2-hit KO. Where am I? Escavalier? No, I'm at Emboar. Emboar, Slowking. Although Slowking might not want to switch into a banded Flare Blitz, but banded Emboar isn't really that common anymore. Emboar is really, I don't know, I don't see it that much anymore. I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of like mixed Emboars. I guess because Alomomola is so popular now. But yeah, I haven't really seen banded Emboar in a while. But I do have Hitmonlee to revenge kill banded Emboar in case Slowking can't take it, so yeah. Escavalier, I have Registeel. Drill Run does not 2-hit KO. Exploud, Registeel is like a hard counter Exploud. Fletchinder, Registeel. Gallade, Aromatisse. Gastrodon, that's defensive. Heliolisk, I have Rotom-Mow for those electric types. The Hitmon Trio, I have physically defensive Aromatisse. Fantastic switch into the Hitmon Trio. Jolteon, Rotom-Mow, and Registeel. And the same for Magneton. Meloetta, I have Registeel. Omastar, I have Rotom-Mow and Registeel and Slowking, so Omastar is not a... and Hitmonlee to an extent, so yeah, Omastar is not a problem at all. Reuniclus, I have Slowking. Rhyperior, I have Rotom-Mow and Slowking to an extent. Like, as long as it's not offensive Rhyperior, Slowking is a good switch-in. Although offensive Rhyperior could be a threat if I don't predict correctly around it, but as long as I predict correctly around it, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Rotom-Mow is a hard counter to itself, and Registeel as well. Almost there, guys, don't worry. I'm almost at the bottom, but if you truly want to make a good team, you have to look through all the big threats in the tier and make sure your team can counter them. Sharpedo, Aromatisse. Shiftry, Aromatisse. Skuntank, Aromatisse, and Registeel. Slowking, my own Slowking, and I have these two to do big damage to it. I guess Registeel too, because Fire Blast won't do much, and I can wear it down with Toxic. Spiritomb, Aromatisse, Tyrantrum. Banded Tyrantrum could be a threat, because it completely annihilates physically defensive Aromatisse. But really, there aren't many counters to physically there aren't many counters to banded Tyrantrum other than physically defensive Rhyperior. And even physically defensive Rhyperior doesn't like taking a banded Earthquake or a banded Ice Fang. So yeah, Tyrantrum is really just all about predicting. Virizion, I have Aromatisse, Whimsicott, Registeel, and Wobbuffet's more of a gimmick more than anything. So yeah, I have most of the threats down. I think the main threats I still need to check are Cresselia and Doublade. So I need a sweeper that can handle both Cresselia and Doublade. And you know what comes to mind? Drapion. I know I said Drapion is weak, but it is also very bulky and very fast. So you can get up more than one Sword Stance most of the time. I really like Sword Stance Drapion, and it completely sets up on Cresselia, and it does handle weakened Doublade. As long as I don't let Doublade set up Sword Stance with full health, then I should be able to come in with Drapion or Rotom and take it down. I don't think... Yeah, +2 Iron Head doesn't kill Drapion, so I can take 1 +2 hit with this guy and 2-hit KO with Knockoff and Earthquake. So, yeah. I'm gonna go Sword Stance, Knockoff, Earthquake, and Taunt is a solid moveset, and I think I have the set for Drapion open, yeah. Bulky Sword Stance, 160 HP, 96 attack, and max speed. 6 attack, 252 speed, and let's make him jolly. Alright, so there's my sweeper, and I pretty much have everything countered. I think this is a solid team. So, yeah, let me go over the essential elements of a good team again. So, if you guys missed a couple before, I'm going to go over them all now, and I'll have a nice visual for you guys, so you guys can screenshot it or something when you're making your own team, or you could just steal mine. But yeah, here we go. So, number 1, you need a Stealth Rocker. Stealth Rocker is essential. Number 2, you need a Rapid Spinner or Defogger to prevent Stealth Rock from destroying you. Number 3, you need a Physical Wall. 4, Special Wall. I guess those two kind of could go in the same step, but I don't know. Physical Wall and Special Wall. 5, you need a Physical Wall Breaker. 6, a Special Wall Breaker. 7, you need a Scarfer. And 8, you need a Sweeper. Now, I know this is 8 essential elements of a team, and there are 6 slots, but, you know, you can combine various roles into one Pokemon, like Slowking functions as both a Special Wall and a Special Wall Breaker. Hitmonlee functions as both a Physical Wall Breaker and a Rapid Spinner. So, yeah, you can you can combine these different functions into one Pokemon, so you don't run out of space. So, I think I've got everything covered. Now let's see this team in action. See if I actually made a good team. Alright, so we got a battle versus Hey Dude. I've actually played this guy before, and he's pretty good, so this will be a good match. Aw, Jesus, I'm not even on the ladder. Frowny face. Okay, so this guy's team looks pretty good, and I know he's a good player because I played him before. Looking at his team gets annihilated by Hitmonlee. Like Almamole is not a switch-in, even if it's fully physically defensive. I jump kick 2-hit KO, so yeah, I need to keep that in mind. But I'm just gonna lead off with Rotom because he doesn't have a ground type, and usually if the opponent doesn't have a ground type, I just lead off straight with Rotom because I don't know, can Volt Switch without any resistance. I'm 1 point under the ladder. Alright. So he leads off with Cobalion. I'm going to go straight for the Volt Switch. As he switches into a Moongus. Alright, I guess he didn't want to take too much damage because Cobalion has shit defense. I'm going to go into Drapion because I have Taunt. And prevent him from sporing. So yeah, he does try to go for Spore. I have a feeling he's going to go into Cobalion now. I'm gonna double taunt. Oh shit, he goes into Exploud. Should have gone for a knockoff there, but I do have Registeel, so it's all good. This is why I use Registeel. Unfortunately, he gets a crit, but not much I can do about that. Gonna go for Seismic Toss, just to get damage on whatever switches in, because I don't really want to set up Stealth Rocks yet, since he does have that Skuntank. Fortunately, this comes in. Yeah, I'm gonna get up Stealth Rocks, why not? As he goes for Spore, I do have Aromatherapy, and I probably should get that off. Since he does have Exploud, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go into Drapion, because it's a solid switch into Moongus. As he goes into Skuntank, I do have Earthquake, so I can hit it up with that, and I do have Taunt to prevent him from defogging. Let me go for Earthquake. I want damage. I don't think I'm not sure if he'll stay in. I guess we'll find out. Should I put on the timer? No, he does stay in. Alright. And he goes for Poison Jab. Not sure I agree with that play. I mean, I don't know what he was predicting, really. Maybe a Hitmonlee? I don't know. Maybe Aromatisse? I don't know why I'm switching Aromatisse on this, but I'm gonna go for Knockoff, predicting his switch out into Mamola. Got him! Although Knockoff doesn't really do much to Alomomola, since it does have Regenerator, but it is nice. So I'm going to go for Taunt. I don't care if he gets a Scald Burn, because I do have Aromatherapy. And yeah, he does get the burn, unfortunately. I'm going to need to get that Aromatherapy off anyway for my Registeel, so I'm going to go into Aromatisse. And yeah, go straight for the Aromatherapy as he switches in Skuntank, and I don't care if he goes for Poison Jab on me, because I am physically defensive, and I know Moonblast will knock out from there unless he's like max HP, max special defense. So yeah, he does go for Defog. I'm going to be able to knock out his Defog here, and yeah, down he goes. So if I get up my Stealth Rocks again, I will be in a very good position. So he brings in Gabalion. I do have Slowking, and he'll probably just get up his rocks. And he does get up his rocks. I'm going to go for Scald, trying to burn the incoming Alomomola, because he really doesn't have any switch-ins to Slowking. I guess Gallade can come in, but I do have Psyshock and I can burn him with Scald. Unfortunately, I don't get the burn. I have Aromatisse though, so it's all good. Even if he's like Choice Banded, which he might be, judging from that damage, yeah, I should be fine. So I'm gonna go for Wish as he brings in Exploud. This is fine with me because I can just pass this into Registeel. I don't care if he locks himself into Fire Blast. Of course, he crits me twice. Jeez. So, I can get up my Stealth Rocks, or I can switch into Slowking. I think switching to Slowking would be the better play. So yeah, Fire Blast won't do shit. And I'm gonna go for another Scald. I don't think he'll bring in his Gallade again, because that was too much. Too much risk. Attempt to just go for another Scald, because I really want to burn on this. As he goes for Toxic, I'm fine with this. I have Aromatherapy. Burn, please. Try one more time. As he switches into a Moongus, burn on this, maybe? Alright, okay, I can dig it. I can go for Psyshock. He might think... no, I'm pretty sure he knows I'm Assault Vest, but I'm gonna go for Psyshock anyway in case he's dumb. Oh. Okay. I thought he switched back into Alomomola there, not Gallade, but I don't know, maybe he didn't think I had Psyshock. So I'm able to knock out the Gallade, which is nice, because I'm pretty sure that was Bandit, and Bandit Gallade is a threat. Now this is probably going to go for Boom Burst, because I think he might think that he can 2-KO me. Yeah, he might think he can 2-KO my Registeel from where it's at, but nah, son, he can't. I'm gonna go for Stealth Rocks, and yeah, that is nice. So now I can just let this die and just bring in my Hitmonlee and annihilate something with a high jump kick. So I'm gonna do that. I might Rapid Spin actually, although I don't really need to, because my team, if you look at it, it's not very weak to rocks. So yeah, I don't really need to. So down goes my Registeel, and now I can just high jump kick and watch something die. Amoonguss is not a switch-in, friend. Not a switch-in. Especially with that burn. So yeah, that burn actually comes in handy, because it allows me to 2-KO this. So, gonna go for another one. Man, I didn't think Amoonguss could survive 2 high jump kicks. I guess physically defensive can. I guess all the ones I see are especially defensive. So he brings in Gabalion, and I still have Slowking. Although I don't know if I want to switch that in with a Toxic. I'll switch it in. It's not like he's going to set up an SD or anything. No, he's not. So, can easily live another one, but I know he's going to Volt Switch here, so I'll go into this, because I know he's going to Volt Switch. Yeah, and now I can get big damage off with a Leaf Storm or Thunderbolt, although it won't kill this Exploud. So, I can win with this. I can just spam Thunderbolt, so I'll Volt Switch out and sack something. Oh, he just goes back into Rebellion, alright. I can go into Drapion. So I can just go for EQ. And I have a good defense stat. I think Drapion is base like 110 defense, so yeah, I can eat up this close combat. And with the defense drop, I should be able to knock him out with Earthquake. No, I can't. Drapion's too weak and Cabalion's too bulky, so I don't really need Drapion for anything. I think I knocked off his Alamamola's leftovers, so I'm fine. And now I can just bring in Rotom and Volt Switch. So yeah, he just lets this die, and I'm gonna bring in Hitmonlee. As he brings in Momola, tempted to go for Rapid Spin here, or just straight high jump kick. I'm gonna Rapid Spin. Yeah, he's probably gonna go for Toxic or something. Yeah, he does go for Toxic, but this is fine because I do have an Aromatisse, and I can just bring that in for free. Now he'll probably bring in his Exploud here, which is fine because I still have my Hitmonlee. As long as I have my Hitmonlee, I'll be fine with Exploud. So yeah, he can bring this in, get it up to full, but I don't really care. Because my Hitmonlee 2 KOs Alamamola. So yeah, down goes Aromatisse. Now, just bring in Hitmonlee. And high jump kick. And oh my god! Jeez! God damn it! 67%! I'm gonna go for knockoff, yeah, because he's gonna protect. I don't know if knockoff will knock out from there. Should I risk high jump kick? I'm gonna risk it, yeah, okay. Man, that is so strong. So I am able to 2KO the Almamola. He's giving me the GG. And I'm just gonna high jump kick here. And I miss, alright. I think I can still win. Yeah, I can still win. Because I can just Volt Switch out with Rotom, come back in, and Leaf Storm. It's fine. I got the Rendo Riles. So yeah, this took a little while, but I did come out on top against a solid team and a solid player. So yeah, just gonna sack your boy. Oh man. I lived that surprisingly well. I could have just gone into Slowking and got off damage, then brought in Rotom. I didn't think he'd live it, to be honest. I guess I underestimated the bulk. Since the Volt Switch did 41, I think Thunderbolt will kill. Yeah, Thunderbolt kills. Alright, nice. Alright, that was actually a really good battle. GG, bruh. Alright, so hopefully this team building guide was helpful for you guys. I think I demonstrated the capability of this team. And yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed this. If you guys want me to do like team building for a specific tier, let me know. Like if you guys want to ask me, hey, can you do a team building guide for OU Hyper Offense, or can you do a team building guide for NU Stall, or could you do a team building guide for UU Balance? I'd be happy to do it, so just let me know if you guys enjoyed this, and if you want to see more in the future. Alright guys, make sure you leave a like and comment, and I'll see you later. Bye.